This video is a replay of a trade I took today. Now, it probably goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. I am not a financial advisor, and trading entails risk. Just because I got these results today doesn't mean that I can get these every day, nor that you can. Remember, the entire premise of the investing project and the $1 million experiment is that I am not an expert, and yet I am learning how to do this. So for heaven's sake, don't just blindly copy me. Instead, find a mentor, someone who is an expert, and join their community. Pay for their mentorship. This approach has worked very well for me, and it likely will for you too. So use this video partly as education and partly as inspiration. After all, if I can learn this, you can too. All right, not a great showing today. I feel a little bit like I'm a kid in the confessional here, having to own up to all my sins. But you know what, I deserve it. So here's the thing. I was looking at, let me zoom in here a little bit. Let's try this. I don't know if that works. Yeah, okay, good. So I was looking at this, and I was convincing myself that once again, now I'm going to zoom back out again and just look over here at this is the daily. It's just gone up for so many days. And I know I have tried and failed to short this properly for the last couple of weeks running. Yet somehow hope springs eternal, or I'm just a slow learner, one of those. But what I was doing was I was looking at this, thinking, all right, this was a bit of a pullback. It seemed to have bumped its head against this level here, this previous day high. It pulled up, it pulled back. It had a bunch of wicks pulling back, came back up again, pulled back, came up again and pulled back. And so I'm looking at this thing thinking, okay, it's gone up here, it's bumped its head, it's trying to, it's not breaking out. It looks like it looks like it's going to go lower. That's what I was thinking. And so when I looked at this, I thought, okay, I'll put in a sell, right? And this is on the MNQ, by the way, trading one contract. I put in a sell order for, what is this number? Let me just read this. 26,809, was that it? Yeah, that is exactly where it was. 26,809. Now, let me just own up to some problems with this. The first and most significant problem is this is not a reversal. I mean, not really. I mean, I could have made the argument that somehow this was a run-up and this was a reversal, but it's not really. It's certainly not an A-plus setup. This had already gone up here and reversed and came back down. What's really happening, and this is, with the benefit of hindsight, although if I had any sense, this would have been with the benefit of plain old sight, but nevertheless, this is just a whole bunch of activity. And where I kind of faked myself out was I looked at this and said, but the pre-market low was way down here, and therefore this is right up near the high. And so if I'm looking at this pre-market high to pre-market low, shorting here is a good idea. Yeah, except that this kind of gapped up, and because of all this time it spent in this area, this had really formed a new box right up here. And never mind the pre-market low. That's ages ago, relatively speaking. Anyway, benefit of hindsight. I put this sell order in here. Now let's add to this the fact that it's already tested below that in this current box. And so that's even a bad placement. If I placed this, at least below the recent low, that would have been something. But no, that's not what I did. I left it right there where it's surely going to get hit again. So that was kind of, it was a bad idea. It was a bad execution on a bad idea. And furthermore, it violated my rules. And how so? Well, because when I ended up getting in here with a 26,809, I have 100, you can see it's about 100 handles of risk. Well, okay, that's all right if I'm trading the MNQ and I have a big enough account to support it. But I'm in the $1 million experiment trades where I'm supposed to be trading no more than $75 of risk per contract on the ES. Now, first of all, I'm trading the MNQ, which is a different calculus. But one contract with 100 handles of risk is a $200 risk. I'm supposed to be taking no more than two contracts times 75. So I'm supposed to be taking no more than $150 of risk, and I took 200. Okay, so first of all, I'm violating my rules. I'm not trading an A-plus reversal, not any kind of a reversal, and the placement on a breakout wasn't even the right placement. And by the way, I suck at breakouts. That's why I trade reversals. So there's just a whole constellation of stupidity rolled up into this one trade today, unfortunately. But this is my confessional, so here we go. I'm going to play this back, and we can all enjoy what happened here. So let's hit play.
Filled.
Oh yeah, it filled. Fantastic. So, and by the way, let me pause this for a quick second. By the way, I could have, in theory, moved this down to, say, 20 points above this recent high, so 212. I could have done that. I said, no, I'll just leave it where it is because it's above the this long-term recent high, which is probably sensible placement. But again, to my earlier point, it's taking on more risk than I am allowed to take, and I violated that rule. So anyway, let's let this play, and I can own up to the set of mistakes that was this morning's trade. So almost immediately after I did this, I realized, okay, well, that was dumb. You know, this is playing in a space here where I have no reason to believe that it's particularly going to go down. Not to mention the fact that it's failed to go down pretty much every time I've played in this space in the last little while. In any event, it went all the way up there, and it stopped me out, and so I have a full minus 200. Actually, it's worse than that. It was minus 203, I think, because somehow it popped just above where I was intending to get out, on its way much higher. So, whole bunch of things that didn't work out today. It's too bad. Not good execution and not a good choice all the way around. So we will do better next time.